I find most people who are fans of genre, most people have a soft spot in their heart for the Guillermo del Toro, Ron Perlman Hellboy movies. Not the David Harbour one, which, by the way, no fault on David Harbour. He did the best he could. That movie was terrible. But the Ron Perlman Hellboy movies have a real solid spot, have a really solid crowd following. Unfortunately, they never had a big following when it came to box office. Ray, can you look up for me the box office totals? I meant to look this up earlier. The box office totals for the first Ron Perlman, Guillermo del Toro Hellboy, and Hellboy 2. I think it was called The Golden Army. I think that was it. So many memes went around called Hellboy The Golden Shower. But
the first one was 99 million worldwide.
And then the Golden Army was 168.
Yeah. I mean, let's call it what it is. Those are horrible numbers. Those are not sustainable numbers. And one of the big reasons why, even though those movies are beloved by those few of us who've seen them, they never got a third one is because Guillermo del Toro even just acknowledged there's no way the studio can make money if we make it, because I need $200 million to make the third one the way I want. You remember that interview Guillermo del Toro did? Well, del Toro said straight up, I would need $200 million to make the Hellboy 3 that I want to make. And you haven't even had, I mean, barely the first two movies box office combined barely goes over that number. And so it was just never going to happen. And hence it never did. And then they tried rebooting it and the reboot was a bit of a failure. But listen, a lot of fans keep talking about it, and not just fans. Ron Perlman keeps talking about it. He has never wavered that he really wants to do one. And he's kind of ramped it up a bit, saying, look, this was always meant to be a trilogy. This comes to us from the folks over at CBR. Quoting Ron Perlman, he said this: if we were to make the third movie of the trilogy, I would love to do that. Yeah, Perlman said, noting how it would have been a continuation of his prior two films rather than another reboot. It was meant to be 3 movies. So I would go back and do it if we could finish the trilogy. But those are the only circumstances. So the one circumstance is, can't be a reboot that I'm coming back for. It has to be the third film. And the other one that's not mentioned in that paragraph is that it's got to be a Guillermo del Toro directing. So you get Guillermo del Toro directing. You get us to do the third and complete this trilogy. I am there because we always wanted it to be 3. Now, I can't remember. When did that first Hellboy come out? Did we say 99?
2004.
2004. Okay, so it's the first Hellboy was 2004?
Yeah. And then
okay, so it's going to be turn 20 next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's, oh my God, that movie's turning 20. Okay, anyway, let me just reshuffle my mental state here for a second. 20 years ago, Ron Perlman has not gotten younger. I don't know if you know that. And I can't remember look up Ron's age right now.
He's 73.
He's 73. And he himself has talked in the last year or two about how much he would love to do Hellboy, and he wants to do it. But he says he gets some cold sweats sometimes thinking about what he would have to do physically in order to do Hellboy the way he would like to do it. And that's a big part of it too. But again, that aside, I would love to see Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman's third Hellboy film. But from a business point of view, I just don't know how you go into any studio and make a compelling case for how this would be a good investment. Because Del Toro has been pretty firm. If he's going to do a third one, he wants to do it right. And for him, right means a $200 million budget. You're then probably talking about a movie that would need to make probably $500 million to break even. And the first 2 Hellboys combined didn't even make half of that. So I would love it. I love Ron Perlman. I actually love him even more as a, leader of the Sons of Anarchy. That's just me. But I would love to see him back in this. I just don't see how you convince anybody to do this. We want to thank a sponsor of this video, DraftKings. College football fans, are you ready for week 1? DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking you up with a can't-miss offer to start the season strong. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on college football and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. Anything can happen in college football. Your team could go from unranked to dynasty mode in just a couple of years because change comes fast. The only thing that's a lock is the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. Life's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code Campea. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on college football. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Campea. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Chris, you're a studio exec.
Ooh.
And
Pay the actors, pay the writers. Money,
and
money.
I come in trying to pitch to you the idea of doing a Hellboy 3. Is there anything that I would be able to do that would convince you to sign off on such a thing? Like what would you need to see or hear? Or is it just simply an impossible feat?
I mean, I say this as somebody who really enjoys Hellboy. And I love Ron Perlman because he's 73, but he's not a muggle 73. You know what I mean?
No,
like
he does the voice narration too of the UFCs now.
Yeah.
And he's really good at it.
He's fantastic. He does wonderful voice work. He's an incredible actor. And a lot of this would be done by a stunt performer. He would be in the makeup and everything. But I would need such a compelling story. I would need Guillermo. I would need to have Ron on board. And I'd need to make sure that the public still has any interest in this franchise. Because even if you love the Ron Perlman ones, and I know the second one also didn't get the most love. I had some issues with it too. After the David Harbour one, and I love David Harbour, he tried so hard to do so much with what he was given, which was not a lot, and it was a CGI nightmare. I'd need to know that people haven't been kind of, turned off by this franchise or this IP at the very least, because it hasn't made money.
You know how much money that David Harbour made worldwide?
Negative.
Negative. Wow.
Negative money.
Not far. 55 million worldwide.
Oof. Oof, oof, oof. And the thing is, too, the thing that I love so much about that first Hellboy movie is what makes it so expensive. All these practical effects.
Yeah.
All that makeup. All that wonderful Doug Jones work, And that's what I would be sold on, but it's so cost prohibitive. So I don't know if you could greenlight something like this without huge public interest or so much, funding going into it from the get-go from other people. I mean, it's just a money pit.
Speaking of Doug Jones, you see the newest episode of What We Do in the Shadows?
No.
Oh,
I'm
Doug
behind.
Jones returns.
Oh, good. Okay.
Doug Jones returns in the newest episode. Anyway.
He's so talented and so nice. He's so sweet.
So good. I mean, I wish they had allowed him to keep his voice as Abe Sapien. Don't get me wrong. Niles from Frasier did a very, very good voice. Very, very good voice for Abe. But I think Doug Jones could have done it justice. He was the man in the suit. Anyway, guys, what do you think? I just don't see any reality in which this could actually happen. I don't know. Do you guys think there is? Why don't you jump into the comments and let us know?
I just forgot about the end of Hellboy 2 as well. If we had the third one, then we'd have to have Liz and Hellboy have kids.
Oh my.
Like
Well, it
Barbie.
depends on which direction Toro would want to go in.
Yeah, but still.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.